Next up, we have Roberta Radzivilla-Vichuti, who's National Account Executive at Quorn. And needless to say, Roberta's area of specialism is in meat-free or plant-based. And she's going to tell us, give some insight on how meat-free is playing an increasing role in developing sustainable menus through latest trends and the opportunities that she has to share. Roberta, please.
So, hi everyone. Just wanted to say a quick thank you to JJ's for giving us the opportunity to come and talk to you here today. So like you said, we'll be talking about sustainable menus that deliver on taste. Obviously, we know how important sustainability is. We've spoken a lot about it today, but another side of it is the food that we've not touched on in a lot of detail. So, a little bit about me. My name is Roberta. I'm not going to repronounce the last name. I'm originally from Lithuania. That's where the name's kind of come from. I've been with Quorn for about 3 years now. So, I started my role working for our team, working with end users, very much focused towards local authorities, working with schools, putting better options on the menu that are filled with protein. And it was actually quite interesting to hear you talk about how local authorities is going to be a focus for you guys. So do get us involved because we've got a lot of expertise within that. And then recently we've also sponsored Women in Wholesale, which I know JJ's is massively involved with. So we're very excited for that as well. So like I said, we're here to talk about sustainable menus that deliver on taste. There's been a lot of conversations today about health, sustainability, and how important they are within our market. But let's not forget how important the taste of the food that we eat is. So it's quite a big number, but aspirational meat reducers now make up 55% of the meat-free market. And we simply cannot ignore this growth. We might still see this as a trend, but it's actually just a normal consumer behaviour now. Vegan, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian, diners are looking, whether it's takeaways, restaurants, that deliver great tasting food. And I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, by the way. Most of the people within Quorn aren't. We know that meat is never going to go away completely, but we also know that there is change that needs to be made within the market. We've spoken a lot about challenges today, so I'm not going to go through about them in a lot more detail, but obviously there's been COVID that's affected our market massively. The energy bills going up, staff issues that we've seen over the past couple of years, and then obviously the growing recession that will hopefully go and decline in the near future. But there is still a huge opportunity for your customers especially to gain advantage of this and make some money out of that as well, and doing it for a good cause. So just a little bit of research that we've done. So Hospitality at Home Tracker shows sales value in October 2022 were 97% up versus 2019. There's been an obvious change in behaviour, particularly now with the cost of living happening. Delivery is going to continue and be growing, especially for people who might not want to spend as much money but would still like to eat nice, indulgent food at home. But what are your consumers actually looking for? Like I said, they want tasty, indulgent food, regardless of whether it has meat or other protein. Everyone's trying to reduce their meat intake one way or another. Great example today in a canteen for lunch. there were two great options. One was meat, one wasn't. I know a lot of us did have the vegetarian option, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're vegan or vegetarian. So these are the sort of people that we want to target with better menu options. So earlier in the year, as a business, we wanted to understand how do flexitarians actually behave when they're out of home. So we asked 2,000 participants on their thoughts on kind of what their thoughts are on the growing demand, and how that's become kind of from a niche to mainstream. So 45% of people are put off operators that don't offer meat-free alternatives at all. 21% seek operators who offer high-quality meat-free dishes. And obviously that doesn't include just a standard margherita pizza, and that is the only option that's going to be on the menu. And 48% value restaurants that actively are reducing carbon footprint. Obviously there was a lot of talk about how that might be going on the menus, the same as calories are in the future. So it's something to definitely think about when it comes to your customers. So I just wanted to put this in. It's actually a snapshot of one of the reports that we have done in the last year, and I know it's quite busy, but it covers specific areas. So it focuses on where people want to eat, what sort of food they're looking for when it comes to meat-free, because it's no longer people wanting just beetroot burger or vegetable burger. They want nice, indulgent food, regardless of whether it's meat or meat-free. It focuses on why they do it and what they're actually looking for from specific products. Like I said, it's a busy page, so come up to me later on if you want to have a more detailed. I'm more than happy to send this report over for anyone that's looking to do a little bit more research into it. So I just wanted to throw some examples in there. I know Neat Burger was something that someone else has discussed, and how it wasn't doing as well in the location where they're at. But they are expanding. They are going into Dubai and Italy, as well as US. So there is huge demand there. Greg's, another good one. I don't know whether anyone's seen whether they've tried anything, but their vegan sausage roll obviously was a huge hit for them, and they keep bringing out more and more vegan options on their menus. We've also seen an increase for them of 21% footfall. So that's not just the customers that they already have coming in and buying the food, it's additional customers that they're obviously stealing from other operators. So that's why it's so important that your customers are putting the right dishes on their menus to meet that demand. Another one, Aoi, worth looking into, really good burgers. Like I said, I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but I choose to go to these places once in a while just to try something new. The Burger Co., another one. And finally, KFC. I don't know whether anyone's tried the vegan imposter burger, but obviously that was a huge hit for someone like KFC to be bringing out a vegan product. No one expected that it would do so well, but it hit all the forecasts. It sold out, and now because of the success that they've had, they're now looking to launch that into Europe, as well as expanding their range as well. So what does this mean for JJ's food service? Obviously, flexitarians should be on everyone's agenda when putting their menus together. It's a market that's forecasted to grow to 20 billion by 2025. People want flavour, they want diversity. So like I said, they no longer want just vegetable burgers. And they want quality. Do you want a good ingredient that's going to still deliver nutritionally? I don't know whether anyone noticed throughout the presentation, there was a little climate clock in every slide, and I just wanted to kind of show you what that actually means in terms of sustainability. So in the kind of 10, 15 minutes that I've been speaking, 67,000 burgers were sold with one of the biggest fast food restaurants. So in those 15 minutes, that's emitted over 200,000 CO2 emissions, which is equivalent to driving 677,000 miles in a petrol car. And that's something to think about for your customers and share with your customers. Like I said, we know meat is never going to go away, but have that consciousness about what's going on and how big the issue actually is globally. So as well as delivering on taste, think about the sustainable aspect to it as well. And yeah, it's obviously time for a change. Your customers can definitely maximize on this quite a lot, like we discussed today. Less people are going out less, but they're spending more. So how can you make sure that your customers are getting their consumers coming into their restaurants, to their takeaways, buying their food rather than someone else? And how can you support your customers with the growth? Thank you.